Hi, I'm Jackie and this is Michelle, and welcome to the Dating Dames V2. Between the two of us, we've racked up 47 years of marriage, have raised kids who are now teenagers and adults, and post-divorce, we're diving back into the world of dating. Whether you're newly single, newly divorced, or waking up to the possibility of love again, you're in the right place. We'll share our stories, our lessons learned, and the many laughs we've had along the way. Dating Dames with Bev. It's not about him, it's about you. And today we're diving into a deep, deep topic. This is going to be a deep episode. We're diving into the conversation that so many women in our community whisper about, but never say out loud.
It's the question everyone eventually bumps into, especially at our age, I would say. What's really holding you back from dating again? We both shared stories where someone said, "Oh, I could never do that," right? And so
Yes.
there's something that's deeper than just your calendar or your energy level. And it's not even knowing which app to use, it's something else.
Absolutely. It's about the stories we tell each other. It's quiet stories in our mind that we tell each other quietly and consistently that's kept you from embracing this new adventure, the stage of your life where really it's not about him, it is about you, but where you have so many ingrained beliefs and fears that may have served you well in the past. They've protected you, but now you're in a different stage of your life. And what looked like wisdom a little while ago doesn't serve you anymore. It's time to rediscover parts of yourself that you may have forgotten or may not even have known yet.
Let's get real for a minute. Have you ever caught yourself imagining what it might feel like to again lock eyes with someone across the table, or that thrill of the touch that makes your heart maybe a little flutter happens? But then you think, oh, I don't know. It's easier not to. My current situation is fine. What I've got going, it's easy, it's predictable. I know where it's going, and I don't have to put myself out there. So
Absolutely.
therefore,
So,
instead of imagining walking hand in hand on the beach, you're doing your own thing. You walk solo. Instead of that flutter and that excitement and the anticipation, you lean back into your routine. Instead of finding a real connection, you basically scroll through an app, through
yes.
Facebook, whatever it is. And it's okay. There's no shame here. We all have felt exactly the same thing. But what we want to bring up is, what if it could be different? What if all it took was a little courage to say yes?
Yes to possibility. Yes to adventure. Most importantly, yes to yourself. So, what are some of the surface level concerns or fears that we've all had? You and I have spoken about this endlessly, right? So, let's admit some of them. I don't have energy to put myself out there again. I've
Far too
got my
busy.
routine, my space, I'm far too busy. What if dating disrupts my routines? Or what if the whole thing is just completely disappointing or maybe a bit icky?
Do I really want to go through the small talk, the awkwardness,
Mm,
the effort? I've got to, like, do my hair, and then I get there and the guy
yes,
isn't all that you expected. Maybe that guy or men who are my age, maybe they just want somebody younger. And if that's
yeah,
if that's
absolutely.
true, then what's the point? Maybe I've missed the window. Maybe it's just not for me anymore. Or maybe somewhere in your head you thought, I've just kind of lost interest in sex, in the physicality, and
Absolutely.
it's that time of life, or I just haven't felt it for many years. Perhaps
Absolutely.
those are the fears that are going through your head.
Absolutely. And when those fears hold you back, it wasn't about time or about effort. It was really about vulnerability. And we spoke about this before the podcast on many occasions.
Mm.
When we started dating, I think about myself in particular when I started dating. One of my biggest concerns was not about energy, calendar, scheduling time with this person and with myself. It really was about, what if I fall in love with him? What if I get my heart broken again? What if I repeat that same cycle I did before? Then what do I do? Well, what we realized was that even if you do get your heart broken, and I have gotten my heart broken. Michelle knows that very well.
Mm.
That heartache was a tiny piece of the whole story, a chapter in the whole story. And now looking back, I would redo that entire experience because what I derived from it, and I love this thought of seeking value constantly. The value that I sought from it was that I grew in confidence. I learned to re-love the feminine side of me once again,
Mm.
to build upon that energy that makes me feel alive. And honestly, I'd rather do that repeat that entire experience and have the heartbreak at the end and not do it at all. Because what it's given me has been so much more. The dinner, the drinks, the dancing, the lunches, the walks on the beach, the gazing into each other's eyes. It's all spectacular. It is so much fun. It makes your heart skip a beat. But what you learn from it is so much more, so much deeper. You actually, if you're honest enough with yourself, get to see yourself in a completely different light. And that in itself is one of the many, many, many advantages that dating has given us.
I think to your point, what you're saying is that it's not that we're out there looking for this one person. They're going to complete me. They're going to
No.
be my soulmate. We're going to get married. And as we've talked about before, live happily ever after, whatever. It's really, you don't need someone to complete you. You are a whole person. You have years of wisdom and experience. And yes, we all have our insecurities, definitely. But what you're really saying yes to is not, I need this completion. I need this person. It's that I want someone to complement me, to bring value
Yes.
into my life. They're going to create moments. This will be times I will have deep feelings. I will have joy. We can laugh, we can giggle, and appreciating this journey with its highs.
Absolutely.
And as
Yep.
you've noted,
And
it
it's
may have lows. It may have lows. But again, I think about this, and a good friend of mine, one of my dating buddies, has said,
Mhm.
even if you feel bad, you are feeling. And isn't feeling really
Mm.
part of the goal? I know we're all trying to avoid bad feelings and feeling sad,
Mm.
but feeling is part of life. And you have to have the balance of the highs and the lows. And knowing that you can feel again, that's kind of a critical step in the process.
Absolutely. And it's okay to want more. It's okay to crave a real connection, to have desire. That does not make you needy at all. It makes you feel alive, allowing somebody in to meet you where you are. And that's really important, to allow somebody in to meet you where you are, not dimming yourself down, dumbing yourself down for this person. You are right just the way you are. All you need to do is find somebody that meets you exactly there. And if you're not ready to jump into the journey yet, that's okay as well. Perhaps the good question to start off with is, what do I desire? How
Mm.
would I like my life to be enhanced? Who could complement my life and how?
I think I
Really finding, sorry, really redefining dating and not seeing it as a hunt or a game. We're too old for that now. We're in a different stage of our lives. We have maturity and wisdom on our side, but really seeing dating as a mirror, reflecting to
mm,
you what makes you feel alive. How did you enjoy that experience or not? What are you done tolerating? What would you like to spark up your life again?
mm,
That is the magic. When you are able to learn from every single date and seek the value therein, then whether there's highs or lows, it doesn't really matter because what you're doing is constantly learning. You're embracing an adventure where all you do is focus on learning and practice, learning and practice. And in the end, you're not just waiting there like a little wallflower waiting to be picked. Oh no, you're the one doing the choosing.
I've definitely made unexpected friendships that maybe were a
Yeah.
short term of dating. I've realized key things about myself that I would have said to you a year ago are not me. And I don't know if I didn't allow them to be a part of me, if I'd convinced myself, or if it's just now this is who I am. And it's impossible to know. And in a way, it would be sad if you didn't take this moment, take this opportunity, as kind of exciting but scary as it can
Yeah,
be.
yes.
But if you said, no, I'm just going to live my life within the boundaries that I've got and that I've worked out, and it's a
Yeah.
fun life,
Yeah,
but imagine what you might be missing.
absolutely. Michelle, do you want to share with us? I will share one as well, a little anecdote of something that we've really enjoyed. So I will take our listeners through this as well, right? Because hopefully this can resonate with them and then you can share something if you wish.
Mm,
So I was dating somebody for 3 months and it was going really, really well. We both are fantastic foodies. We love new things. So we never went to the same restaurants. He's also quite intellectual. He enjoys a myriad of conversations, but he was also incredibly humorous. It was like dating a big kid at times. He was playful, he was humorous. And in the end, he said to me, Jackie, I'm really sorry, but I can't continue this journey. I have to be honest with you, dating James. It really burned. And it made me think, is this what happens every time? And then I decided to stop and pause. And I realized, actually, do you know what? I'm strong. This is 3 months. Come on. Of course, I'm going to get over this. But most importantly, it was all about the learnings that I had, the joy that I was able to derive from this. Meeting somebody new was absolutely amazing. And now looking back, I would repeat that experience
Mm.
again and again and again, because actually the joy, the confidence, the fun, the frivolity was so much greater than that one little chapter in
Kind
the
of
whole,
big.
right? One chapter, one little chapter in the whole story. And that was absolutely exciting. And that made it really worth it. And that's the thing about dating. When you see it as an adventure, when you embrace the adventure, the learning, the practice, suddenly it's not doom and gloom when something unexpected, a little pothole, an obstacle comes your way. What do you think, Michelle?
Yeah, and I think it's a common perception or fear that, and it's the thing that most people want to protect themselves from, right? Is that
Yes,
what
of
if it
course.
fails? Or what if he rejects me? Or what if, I don't know, we want different things. There's so many what ifs, right? There's so many
Yeah,
blockages.
absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
think those are, of course, they're valid, and we all carry these kinds of fears with us for various reasons. But at the same time, you wouldn't, the fear, if you think about when you learn to drive, there should be a lot of fears. You're probably too young to have many fears, but at the time, you should be afraid, very afraid. You might hit someone, someone might hit you, you might
Yes.
crash, you might go too fast, you might get off on the wrong exit, but you take that step because you know that it's going to enhance your life. And so
Yes.
even with the fear of crashing, we take those steps. And I mean, fortunately,
Absolutely.
most of us learn to drive when we're young and we don't have a prefrontal cortex. And so we ignore these fears. But as we get older and we have been hurt, we don't want to repeat it. And yet we have discovered, and many women I have talked to have discovered, that the highs far outweigh the lows. And that if
Amen
you
to that.
want to have this fulfilling and exciting life and have that spark of joy, this is the way to do it. Take that one step, right? Create a profile or begin to chat or meet somebody for coffee, whatever it is. With each step you take, your confidence will grow. You will realize it's not the Mount
Oh,
Everest
yeah,
you imagined. And after you get
absolutely.
that confidence, then you're ready to take on the next thing and face the next challenge. It's almost like don't worry about the end thing yet. Start with the first step. Have a
Absolutely.
conversation, right?
Yes, absolutely. And absolutely. And if you've been holding yourself back, know that you are not behind. You haven't missed your chance. You're exactly where you need to be and exactly at this point in time. And remember, you're not too much. You're not too late. You're not too anything. You're right where you should be. You've probably done all the hard work or most of the hard work already, the healing, the growing, the rebuilding. Now it's time for the fun to begin. Now it's time to explore and embrace these new opportunities. Now it's time to say yes to the next adventure. And what's your next step? Pop it in the chat, Dating Dames. What is your next step? And if today's episode has sparked something within you, share it with a friend, share it with a family member, share it with somebody who wishes to turn over a page in their lives and grow, help us grow our Dating Dames community.
And if you're looking for more guidance or just a little fun along the way, come find us on Facebook or Instagram at Dating Dames V2.
Until next time, keep embracing the adventure, trust your instincts, and above all, it's not about him, it's about you.